Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all of you. This topic is for the class 4th and we are reading the lesson Adaptations in Animals. Students, in the last topic we read about adaptation to habitat and we discussed the different kinds of animals that have been grouped on the basis of habitat, like we read about terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, aerial animals, well as arboreal animals. And today we are going to read the next adaptation, which is the adaptation for food. In this topic we will see how different animals have adapted themselves to have different kinds of food. Students, we know that different animals eat different kinds of food. For example, cow, it eats grass. Similarly, if you see a dog, it doesn't eat grass but it eats flesh. At the same time, if you see a goat, what does it eat? It also eats grass. So in this topic we will talk about the adaptations by different animals for food. Students, those animals that eat only grasses, they are called as herbivores. This is the first category of animals that has been divided on the basis of adaptation of food, that is herbivores. What are herbivores? Students, herbivores are the animals that eat only grasses or that eat only greenery. Some of the examples of herbivorous animals are zebra, deer, cow, well as buffalo. Can also quote some more examples of herbivorous animals. Students, the mouth parts and the limbs of animals are also featured according to the type of food they eat. For example, the herbivorous animals, they have straight edged teeth to bite the grass and broad teeth to grind the grass to a finer taste till they reach. The second group of animals based upon the adaptation of food are carnivores. What are carnivores? Students, carnivores are actually the flesh-eating animals. That is, those animals that feed upon only flesh are called as carnivores. And how their teeth are developed? Students, they have sharp tearing teeth to tear the flesh, because they have to feed on the flesh. That is why they are having sharp teeth, and strong chewing teeth to chew up the bones. They are also having sharp claws that help them to catch the prey. You can see on your book, students, the adaptations and the development of different mouth parts. You can see a cow, how the teeth of cow are developed, and also how sharp the teeth of carnivore, that is tiger, are developed. So the examples of carnivorous animals include tiger, lion and cat. You can also quote some more examples of carnivores. Now the third group of animals are called as omnivores. What are omnivorous animals? Students, omnivorous animals are those animals that eat plants, that is grasses, as well as animals. or flesh. So omnivorous animals are the animals that eat both grasses and that eat also flesh. They are called as omnivores. Some examples of omnivores include bear, man, and crow. That's we human beings, we are also omnivores. That's we eat grasses well as we eat flesh. So students, we read about herbivores. They eat only grasses. We read about carnivores. They eat only flesh. And they are amphibians. Omnivores. They eat only they eat both grasses well as flesh. Now students, there are one more category of animals that are called as parasites. What are parasites? Students, these are the animals that live on or inside the body of another animal. That organism which lives on the body or inside the body of another animal is called as a parasite. And that animal on which this parasite depends for food is called as host. Students, parasite, this is the animal that lives on or inside the body of another animal, and that another animal is called as host on which the parasite develops. Students, some examples of parasites include mosquitoes, hookworms, and bugs. These parasites are having different kinds of adaptations to live inside the body of host. For example, they are having sucking tubes to suck blood from their hosts. For example, students, I'll give you an example of hookworm. This hookworm is a parasite which lives in the large intestines of humans. So this hookworm is a parasite, and the human being in which this hookworm is present, that human is the host of this parasite. And this hookworm is having the hook-like structures which helps it to remain attached with our intestines inside. So this was another category of animals that are called as parasites. So we read about herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and parasites.